there was an epic AFC East battle. The New England Patriots traveled to New Jersey to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Jets. Now, the New York Jets are being talked about as potentially being the worst football team to ever assemble in the NFL. They are continuing their losing streak, which might go all the way till the end of the season. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to the Detroit Lions. But early in the game last night, Joe Flacco and the Jets looked like they were going to beat the New England Patriots. It looked like that offense that Adam Gase has been masterminding was coming together in beautiful fashion. Joe Flacco was hitting deep shots. He was getting deep pass interferences. Frank Gore was getting the rock, and they were up 10 against the New England Patriots. Then Cam Newton, who threw almost a damn near perfect first half without gaining any yards, came back in the second half and secured a W for the New England Patriots, who have the mindset that it's a new season every single week because the beginning of the season was so damn bad.
Hell yeah.
Nick Folk hits a 51-yarder to win that game and also force an over, which kind of sucked for everybody that hammered the under. But everybody that hammered the New York Jets plus 9.5 knew that game was a lock from damn near the beginning of that game. Shout out to Monday Night Football for putting on a game that I guess was awesome. It was a little bit tough to stay awake through. Had to maybe watch it back this morning and kind of catch all the highlights and what happened. If you fell asleep, no problems there at all. The New England Patriots, are they all the way back or not? At Boston Connor, Patriots all the way back, huh? All the way back. Big win. Cam Newton throws 0 touchdowns, runs for 2. You guys beat the worst team potentially in the history of the NFL, and you woke up this morning saying, hey, Patriots are back, baby.
A couple weeks ago, Super Bowl champion D tackle for the Chiefs, Chris Jones, said, you know what? This New York Jets team, they're a real good team just because they don't have any wins. Last week, Bill Belichick says, this Jets team's good. They're better than they were last year. That was a solid win. I mean, there were 2 all-time greats in the New York Jets backfield last night. Frank Gore, Joe Flacco, footsteps. And he was surgical, as we thought he was. And somehow, the Patriots, with a JV team, they went out and they got the job done.
That was not his nickname, never has been, never will be. You're forcing it in there now at this point. It has not picked up at all since you started calling him that. Maybe it's time to give it up. Speaking of giving it up,
see him move?
It doesn't feel like the Patriots are giving up at all. Like the Patriots are going to go to win every single game. And if you're a Patriots fan, are you happy or mad about that? It's like last night, Steve Levy, Louis Riddick, and Brian Griese started talking about, I think Steve Levy approached the idea that maybe the Jets front office would be happy if they were to lose every game because Trevor Lawrence is in on deck. And Louis Riddick, rightfully so, because Louis Riddick is a former player and had to fight for literally every single play that he had. He was like, ain't nobody trying to lose or whatever. And Steve Levy was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but maybe it's good for the fans to lose or whatever. And Louis Riddick, he was like, oh, no, they're trying to win every single game. It's like, okay, I understand that. But it is interesting to think as a Jets fan last night, because as you're winning that game and Joe Flacco's passing Joe Montana in the record books and Frank Gore's doing these awesome things, and you guys are beating the Patriots, which is, I assume isn't something normal. And in the back of your mind, you have to think, like, if Bill Belichick fucks us out of getting Trevor Lawrence, it's time to kill him. And then, lo and behold, played a great game. They lose in the end. I think everybody was happy with what happened last night between the Patriots fans and the Jets fans last night.
Incredibly happy. I mean, we do have the Ravens next week, and there's a little worry that they might rush for 800 yards against us. But until then, we're fine. We just need to get our guys back.
Gumpy, what's that spread right now? I think the Ravens are only favored by 7 right now.
It's 7. It was 6.5 this morning.
And that's probably going to get up to 9 or 10,
I'm
I'd
guessing
assume.
at least 9,
Maybe
Pat.
14.
So it's Tuesday. If you want to hop on an early line, potential Ravens in New England. Now, Bill lost to Lamar last year, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then Cam Newton did damage against Bill a couple years ago. That's why he signed Cam Newton, like Cam Newton, right? So the quarterback who's mobile and can make plays has been a little bit of an Achilles heel for Bill Belichick. Is this something he's gotten over now that he has Cam in the building, or maybe watch more film on Lamar? I'll be intrigued to see how Bill plays it. 7's a lot against the Patriots. If that goes up to 8 or 9, that'll be a lot against the Patriots because it feels like the Patriots will be able to keep it close against whoever. Doesn't matter if it's the Jets. Doesn't matter if it's the Super Bowl champs. But also it could go the complete opposite direction. They could just blow the Patriots out of the fucking building.
Ravens are 4-1-1 their last 6 against the spread in New England as well.
Okay, here we go.
Hopefully we get Stephon Gilmore back, and then we can just put 9 guys in the box and make Lamar throw on us.
And then you'll get pass interference calls, and they'll just walk right down like Joe Flacco did last night.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you let footsteps get loose. You don't let him have the ball
That name
with
is
2
terrible.
minutes left.
That name is terrible.
Do you see him move in the pocket, though? His footsteps are hot. Ha-ta-ta-ta, ha-ta-ta-ta. You have to see that.
What I saw was you act like an absolute buffoon yesterday on Hammered Down and be wrong.
No, I said we wouldn't lose 5 in a row. Maybe, perhaps. I did throw in there that Patriots minus 9.5 might have been a good bet.
No, you did not say that. The whole reason why you freaked out is because I was betting against Bill Belichick.
Yeah, on the Jets. I know. I was very upset. Still am. But what are you going to do?
I won.
It was a good bet.
So what
I
we're
know.
saying is your entire freak out that happened on Hammer Down yesterday, coming at me and attacking me for betting against Bill Belichick and yelling. You literally yelled for like 67 seconds or something like that at me for betting, was wrong and misguided and completely incorrect.
Well, love is blind, and I love the Patriots more than I love anything else in this entire world.
There was a lot of hate yesterday, and I think it was misfound. I think it was very stupid.
Hate and love are basically the same thing, Pat.
That's what they say. Any thoughts on the last night's game between Patriots, Jets, or anything else happening in the world?
Honestly, I enjoyed watching the game. Like, it was fun. I thought it was fun to see Cam come through in the end. He had that big completion, and then boom, Folk just drained. My favorite part was Folk. It was almost like as soon as he kicked it, arms in the air, he knew he drained it. Like, is it that quick usually?
Yeah, coming right off the foot. Normally, like a golfer will feel it. There's a couple times, though, where you'll see some people, they'll start to like lean with it, rock with it, because they knew that they mishit it just a little bit, but you might be able to steal a make out of it, And then there's other times where you just hit it completely flush. There's a lot of drills that people do that they have you kick it and then keep your head down and say where you think it went. Boy, I wasn't a big drills guy. That particular drill really fucked with me. That one really, it was, that one's right down the middle, right? A little left. Oh, shit. And that's probably why I wasn't a kicker in the NFL. But that drill, I didn't do any drills. But there's guys, as soon as, if that's their thing, they know it immediately. Has to feel good, too, by the way, for Folk. He used to play for the Jets. Bury a 51-yarder to get a win in MetLife Stadium, a stadium that you've kicked game winners for the other team. And to basically solidify yourself as the man who's going to be kicking for the Patriots here probably for the rest of the season. And maybe get them back on the winning. They almost lost 5 straight, the Patriots. That's insane to think about. Like, they potentially almost lost 5 straight last night. And the New York Jets would have been the ones with Joe Flacco stepping on their throats for that. That's wild to think about.
They didn't lose 5 straight, and like we said yesterday, we're 1-0. The season reset. We're on to Baltimore. We get that win, and we're shooing for the playoffs if that happens.
They have expanded to 16, I believe.
They were voting on it today, and it only happens if a week 18 has to happen or a significant game is canceled.
Yeah, very interesting.